YTBC, what's the deal? I'm going to respond to a commenter. His name is BC. He left a comment on my last video, Real Talk, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. I'll leave that video in the description box, and you can check it out if you haven't already. But he left an interesting comment that I want to respond to via video. Didn't feel like leaving a long reply to him in the comment section. But I'm going to read his comment, and then I'm going to go from there, okay? He says, hardcore fans are being facetious when claiming that a fighter can earn respect by fighting all tough comers like they claim they want. Let's look at the history. Tyson avoided Holyfield, yet in this video you credit him as an example of what you want because he was once avoided himself. Holyfield was the real deal, literally. Pushed on the fast track to world championships because literally there wasn't a boxer on this earth tougher than him. And he still didn't get respect he deserved until after he lost. And then beat Tyson. How is that BS possible if what hardcore fans and insiders want is for fighters to fight all tough comers, lining them up like dominoes? Another favorite fighter of mine, Mosley, also didn't get any respect or any credit or reward for fighting nothing but the toughest fights, fighting rematches when he wasn't ready, fighting bigger fighters, everything folks claim they want. I know for a fact that does not matter. Ultimately, it's a myth that I wish would die. Mosley is out there right now having to declare himself an all-time great when it should be a foregone conclusion. This respectability bullshit is bad for the boxers, it's bad for the fans, and it needs to cease in 2016, especially when it comes to Deontay. I appreciate the videos, but come on, time to put this hardcore fan myth to rest. Okay, well, first, thanks for the comment. Thanks for listening to the video, but I'm going to disagree with you slightly. Obviously we disagree because you disagree with, with some of the things in the video, and that's fine. But, okay, so you say that Tyson avoided Holyfield, and that's something that, first of all, this isn't going to be a video trying to discredit the real deal Evander Holyfield. That's not going to be this video. Like, Evander Holyfield is one of the top 10 greatest heavyweights, in my opinion, of all time. So me trying to sit here and discredit him, it wouldn't make my channel look good. But what I will say, we can break down things that were going on in that time period, and I don't feel as if Tyson was avoiding Evander Holyfield. Tyson won the WBC title in 1986. He was handling his business at heavyweight. Holyfield was at cruiserweight, unifying, doing his thing. He came to the heavyweights in 88. November 88, he fought James Quick Tillis. January, March, and June of 88, Tyson was fighting Holmes, Tubbs, and Spinks. Are you saying that Holyfield should have came right up to the heavyweight division right in 1988 and got a shot at Mike Tyson, the undisputed champion? Now, you can say it would have made for a great fight, the undisputed cruiserweight champ versus the undisputed heavyweight champ. Okay, but with that said, though, you got to remember, in 88, we wanted the Spinks fight. If you go back and look at this now, people wanted the Spinks fight. Wasn't nobody really saying, oh, give us the Evander fight. They wanted to see the Spinks fight. Tyson went undisputed, but people viewed Spinks as the real champion because he was the one that beat Larry Holmes twice. So I don't think Tyson was avoiding him. Now, did Tyson always have his respect and always knew that Holyfield was the real deal? You damn right he did. Tyson has went on to say that. And I've also told this story about when these guys were amateurs and Tyson would bully these guys at tournaments, bully some of them. One of the guys he couldn't bully and didn't stand for that shit and actually stood up to him at a pool hall was Evander Holyfield. So Holyfield has never feared Mike Tyson. But with that said, we can't say that Tyson was avoiding Evander Holyfield. So then, Tyson beats Spinks. He goes to fight Bruno and Carter Truth Williams in 89. Then he fights Douglas. In 89, Holyfield fought Dokes. Dokes was his real first challenge at heavyweight. That was the fight to see if Holyfield really deserves to be at heavyweight, fighting somebody like Michael Dokes. Then he went on to fight Rodriguez, and then after the Stewart fight, that's when he thought he was getting the Tyson fight. The Tyson fight was signed, sealed, and delivered. They just needed to take care of Buster Douglas. And then we all know what happened after that. But Holyfield ended up getting a title shot, 5 months later. So Holyfield got a quick heavyweight title shot, to be honest with you. He moved up to heavyweight in November of 88 and got a title shot in what was that, June of 1990? So, Holyfield wasn't this just, avoided heavyweight for 3 or 4 or 5 years. I'm not saying you said that, but I just think, or maybe I'm just not reading this right, but it just comes off as if like Holyfield was just this feared guy at heavyweight. And as far as him getting respect after, losing a fight, sometimes it's like that. And it's not fair, man. It's not fair. For any era, it's not fair for a guy to have to lose first before somebody respects him. But that's just how it is sometimes. Because people want to see champions are made sometime in losses. Champions aren't always made when you have a big glossy fucking zero under your loss column. You know what I mean? It's not always like that. So sometimes you are defined after a loss or after a bad performance of how you came back or how you got up. And that's what made Evander Holyfield. It wasn't about Holyfield being this fast starter, knocks everybody out in the second round. No. He was more built on going into the ring with size disadvantages, getting knocked down, getting back up, getting buzzed by fucking Burt Cooper, coming back and winning a fight. When it looked like he's at his worst situation, the worst moment, he can turn it on his head and come back. So yes, he did get a lot of credit for the Riddick Bowe fight, but it wasn't because you lost. It was because what he did in the fight. It was the fight he put up to get him that respect. Not because, you got an L, you lost. Ha ha, now we respect you. No, it was because how he fought that night. That's just my opinion. All this is just, my response to you, and it's just my opinion. But the facts are, though, he wasn't like this feared heavyweight. Tyson wasn't running from him. You know what I mean? They were set to fight him. They wanted to fight, and then they signed the fight, and then Tyson got the rib injury. And then he went to prison and, so on and so forth. And then Tyson, his people were the one that got the call about, hey, do you want to fight Holyfield? When he finally did fight him, that was Mike Tyson. Now, you can say Tyson and his camp knew that he was ripe for the picking. Okay, but when he got the call, Tyson didn't say, no, I don't want the fight. He's the one that took the fight. Tyson's people offered the fight to him, and then Tyson took it, and then Evander got word, and then they made the fight. It wasn't like Tyson was running from Evander Holyfield. And then as far as Deontay Wilder, with Deontay Wilder, it's like, I'm sorry, man. It's one thing for him to feel as if he's not liked, but he wants to be respected like Holyfield, respected like Tyson. Like, dude, you got to earn that. Now, we can sit here and say, if you believe that Tyson ran from Holyfield, okay, fine. But guess what else Tyson did? He went undisputed in the division. He didn't run from Tony Tucker. He didn't run from Trevor Berbick. He didn't run from Bone Crusher Smith. He didn't give us reasons as to why he's not going to unify the division. He just did it. And then he wasn't thinking about no damn Evander Holyfield. He was looking at, man, where's Spinks at now? Spinks is the one that beat Holmes. Okay, I went undisputed. Now I want Spinks because everybody thinks he's the real champion. He went looking for his, not, well, I'm not going to go over there because I might get robbed, or I'm not going to do this. And some of you may disagree, and that's fine, but those dudes right there, these Holyfield and Tyson, they had a different mindset to me. Now, Deontay Wilder still has a ways to go in his career. He can accomplish things, but as far as me just respecting him because he has a strap, no, it's what you do with the strap. And as far as Holyfield, Holyfield, he did go on to fight Holmes, and those wins, looking at it in hindsight, were not bad wins. Him beating Foreman and Holmes, and people still not giving him his respect. People were just upset because they wanted to see him and Tyson, and people viewed Tyson as the real champ. So you can say that that was the reason, but that fight was actually signed. It was ready to go, and unfortunate circumstances made it not happen. A real injury and then the prison. But in between that time, Tyson was fighting Razor Ruddock. And at that time, Tyson and Ruddock were viewed as the two hardest punchers in the division at that moment in time. I don't see Deontay Wilder fighting somebody, okay, Deontay, you're not going to fight Vladimir Fury, and to become, okay, well, how about you fight the hardest puncher in the division, or at least somebody that, that the media and fans think rival you in power punching. How about you get in there with that guy? Because it wasn't Bermain Stavern. People were crediting Wilder with the power. That would be like fighting, I would say Erkin Tepper, but he's out now using roids. Carlos Takam or Luis Ortiz. Let's see you fight Luis Ortiz. I think that would be equal to fighting Razor Ruddock at that moment in time Tyson fought him. So BC, I mean, I get where you're coming from, and you make some good points, man. But I don't even think Deontay Wilder isn't even comparable to Tyson and Holyfield. I think it's a I think it's disrespectful to even compare them to those guys because their mindsets were different and they earned our respect. I'm sorry, man. Just beating Molina, I mean, beating Stavern that was great, but just beating Stavern and then beating Molina and Dudu Hapa, I'm not going to give you the same respect or look at you as a champion of the same ilk as Mike Tyson. Are you kidding me? And Evander Holyfield and these all-time greats? No, those were not fly-by-night champions. And they took on risk even when they were not fighting. You know, even when Tyson wasn't seeking Holyfield, he was still in tough fights. Spinks was a huge fight that he wanted. And then, like I said, the Razor Ruddock fights, those were dangerous fights, even after losing and not being invincible. Wilder hasn't fought a Razor Ruddock yet, in my opinion. Just my opinion on this topic. You know, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. Just giving my opinion on it. Just want to speak on it, man. Great topic though. Keep the questions coming. You know, I'm reading all the comments too, man. So great topic. YTBC. I'm out.